second prep. You are welcome to a new episode of our English program, A School at Home. Today, we are going to make revision on Unit 7. We are going to answer a model test which is based on this unit. Let's start. Unit 7. The pyramids. Let's see the first question. Finish the following dialogue. Finish the following dialogue. Here in this kind of questions, my dear students, you have a dialogue between two or more people, you have a conversation between them, and you are asked to complete the missing parts in this dialogue. Let's see. Here, the situation is a history lesson about the pyramids of Giza. A history lesson about the pyramids of Giza. The teacher says, who can tell me where the biggest pyramids, and this we have space. Students number 1 answers, at Giza, sir. So, what was the question that the teacher asked? Who can tell me where the biggest pyramids were built? Where the biggest pyramids were built? So the student answers, at Giza, sir. Then the teacher continues, and space, did the Great Pyramid take to build? Students 2 answers, about 20, space, sir. So, what was the question that the teacher asked? The teacher asked and said, and how long did the Great Pyramid take to build? How long? We use this question word to ask about the length of time, about the duration of an activity. Like what? How long have you been living in Cairo? I have been living in Cairo for 10 years, for example. So we use how long to ask about the duration of an activity. Let's see. Students number 2 answers, about 20, space, sir. About 20 what? Yes, about 20 years, sir. About 20 years, sir. Then the teacher asks, well, what were the pyramids made of? Student number 3 says, they were made of space, cut from rocks in the mountains. They were made of space, cut from rocks in the mountains. So, what do you think the pyramids were built of? Of course, they were built of stones, okay? So, they were made of big stones cut from rocks in the mountains. They were made of big stones cut from rocks in the mountains. And then the teacher says, thank you, you are good students. Let's move to another type of questions that you will have in your exam paper. Question number 2. Supply the missing parts in the following 2 mini dialogues. Here in this kind of questions, my dear students, you have a mini dialogue. It means a small dialogue. It can be either a question and then you will answer it, or it can be an answer and then you will make a question for it. Let's see the first example. A. Hani wants to know Ayman's plans for holidays. It means that Hani wants to know what is his friend going to do during the holiday. Let's see the mini dialogue. Hani, what are you going to do when the holiday starts, Ayman? What are you going to do when the holiday starts, Ayman? Then Ayman answers, I'm going to visit my uncle in Alexandria. The answer again, I'm going to visit my uncle in Alexandria. Here, remember, my dear students, more than one answer is acceptable. It means that you can say different answers. One of you can say, I'm going to travel to London. Another one can say, I am going to join the football team. So you can give more than one example. Let's move to number 2. Samia is asking Noha about the Great Pyramid of Giza. Samia is asking Noha about the Great Pyramid of Giza. So she asks, I don't know the question. And Noha answers, it was built to keep the king's body safe from thieves. It was built to keep the king's body safe from thieves. So what was the question? I'm asking here about the reason. So which question word you are going to use here? I know that you are clever. And you said, I'm going to use why. Because when we ask about the reason, we use the question word why. So the answer is, why was the Great Pyramid built? Why was the Great Pyramid built? Let's move to another kind of question that you are going to have in the exam paper. Number 3, read and match to give opposites. Read and match to give opposites. In such a kind of questions, my dear students, you have 2 columns, column A and column B. And then you are going to match each suitable sentence with the other part. Let's see. Number 1, outside. Number 2, buy. Number 3, move. Number 4, close. Number 5, take. Let's see the other column. Number A, stop. B, open. C, speak. D, give. E, sell. F, inside. Please, my dear students, notice here that in this column you have 5 words, but in column B you have 6 words. It means that we are going to leave one from this column. This question can be a little bit tricky, so be careful when you answer it, please. Let's see the answer. What is the opposite of outside? It is inside. The opposite of outside is inside. Number 2, buy. Its opposite is sell. Buy, sell. Number 3, move. What is the opposite of move? The opposite of move is to stop. Stop. Number 4, close. What is the opposite of close? The opposite of close is open. What about the last one? Take. What is the opposite of take? The opposite of take is give. So the only one which is left is speak. Okay? So be careful, please, with this kind of question. Let's move to another type of questions. Read the following and answer the questions. Read the following and then answer the questions. In such a kind of questions, you are going to have a comprehension passage. You are going to read it carefully and then you start answering the questions. What about if you don't understand the meaning of a certain word? Will you leave the whole passage? Of course not. I advise you to go on reading. Don't stop reading the passage. And after you finish it, I'm sure that you will get the whole idea of the passage. Let's see. Tamer's father is a clothes designer. You know the meaning of a clothes designer, the one who designs clothes for us, like trousers, shirts, dresses, etc. But Tamer wants to be a photographer. You know who is a photographer? A photographer is a person whose job is to take photos for people. He wants to work for a big newspaper or magazine in Cairo. He will go to meetings and work with reporters, of course, because he will work in a newspaper, he will work with reporters. He will meet lots of famous people and important businessmen. Be careful. This underlined word means that you are going to have a question on it. Okay? Lots of famous people and important businessmen in his job. And he will take photos for them. He doesn't think that he will have only one old camera. He will have many new ones. So you know now that you are going to have a question also on this word, on ones. Of course, it refers to something else. Let's see. He will also travel and work in different countries. Let's see the first question. In the comprehension passage, you have two kinds of questions. You have WH questions and choose the correct answer questions. Let's see. Number one. What does Tamer want to be? What does Tamer want to be? Yes, Tamer wants to be a photographer. Tamer wants to be a photographer. It means that he will take photos for people. Let's see number two. What does the word ones refer to? What does the word ones refer to? I have just told you now that this word, so long as it is underlined, it means that you will have a question on it. Yes, it refers to cameras. It refers to cameras. Number three. Tamer wants to work in a village, town, city, or factory. In the passage, he didn't say that he wants to work in a village or town or a city or a factory, but he said that he wants to work in Cairo. So, if he wants to work in Cairo, which word you are going to choose? Yes, I know that you know that Cairo is a city. So Tamer wants to work in a city. Let's see the answer. Yes, Tamer wants to work in a city. Let's move to number four. Tamer would like to work with photographers, reporters, businessmen, or clothes designers. Yes, Tamer wants to work with reporters. Yes, Tamer would like to work with reporters. Okay. Number five, the underlined word lots means number A, a small number, B, less, C, a large number, D, some. What do you think about the word lots? Does it mean a small number, less, a large number, or some? Yes, lots means a large number. The underlined word lots means a large number. And now, my dear students, we are going to take a short break and then we will be back. So please stay with us. Welcome back, my dear students. Let's continue our program today and answer more questions that you will find in your exam paper. Let's continue. Question number 5. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Question number 1. Our new house stays about 2 years to be built. Cut, used, spent, took. Here I'm speaking about the length of time. So which word is suitable here? Our new house took about 2 years to be built. Our new house took about 2 years to be built. Let's move to number 2. We are late, so we will, and here we have a space, a taxi to the office. Take, arrive, buy, or keep. If you are late, what are you going to do? Yes, of course, you will take a taxi. We are late, so we will take a taxi to the office. Let's move to number 3. When he, and here we have a space, the newspaper, he is going to watch TV. Read, will read, reads, is reading. Remember here, my dear students, when we have this word when, or as soon as, or after, we use the present simple tense immediately after at. What is the present simple tense? It is the infinitive form of the verb, and sometimes we add s or es with that if the subject of the sentence is third person singular, like what, he, she, or at. So here in this sentence, we are going to choose the verb which is in the present simple tense. Which one do you think? Let's see. When he reads the newspaper, he is going to watch TV. When he reads the newspaper, he is going to watch TV. Number 4, I'm going to, space, because I'm very tired. Play football, have a rest, run to the shop, or work hard. Well, my dear students, what will you do if you are tired? Yes, you are going to take a rest. So the answer is, I'm going to have a rest because I am very tired. I'm going to have a rest because I'm very tired. Let's move to number 5. King Khufu was buried in a space in the Great Pyramid. Tomb, roof, museum, or temple. What do you think? Dead people are buried? Yes, dead people are buried in tombs. So King Khufu was buried in a tomb in the Great Pyramid, not in the roof or a museum or a temple. The answer again is tomb. Number 6. Meher wants to go to Rome. He is going to, space, a plane ticket tomorrow. Keep, sell, reserve, or leave. Well, my dear students, if you want to travel somewhere, what will you do? Yes, you will reserve a ticket in order to be able to travel. So the answer will be reserve. Meher wants to go to Rome. He is going to reserve a plane ticket tomorrow. Number 7. As soon as they arrive at the cinema, they, and then we have space, the tickets. Here, remember, my dear students, after as soon as, we use the present simple. Yes, and here we have the present simple. This verb arrive. What about the other part of the sentence? The other part of the sentence will be verb to be in the present and is are plus verb plus ing. Let's see the options we have. Going to buy, would buy, are buying, or are going to buy. Which one? Which consists of verb to be in the present plus verb plus ing? Yes, number D. They are going to buy tickets. They are going to buy tickets. Let's move to number 8. The picture was by the boy. Number A, draw, drawn, drawing, or draws. This sentence here is in the passive voice. Remember, my dear students, to change from active to passive, we must do 3 steps. The first one is to take the subject of the active sentence and make it the object of the passive sentence. And the object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Like here, the picture. This is the first step. What about the second one? The second one is to use verb to be. Verb to be in the present means am, is, are. Or in the past, you can use was or were. And the last step is to use the past participle form of the verb. Like what? Go, went, gone. This is the past participle of the verb go. Swim, swam, swum. This is the past participle of the verb. So now the sentence becomes in the passive voice after these 3 steps. Okay, so the answer will be the picture was drawn by the boy. The picture was drawn by the boy. Let's move to another type of questions. Write questions using the words in brackets. Number 1, Lake Nasser was made in 1960. Here I want to make a question using the question word when. Let's see the answer. When was Lake Nasser made? When was Lake Nasser made? Let's see number 2. I'm going to meet some old friends tomorrow. The question word I'm going to use here is who. Let's see the answer. Who are you going to meet tomorrow? Who are you going to meet tomorrow? Number 3. 2 million stones were used to build the Great Pyramid. How many? This question word is used to ask about the number of something. So it means I'm going to ask it about 2 million. Let's see the answer. How many stones were used to build the Great Pyramid? How many stones were used to build the Great Pyramid? Let's move to another type of questions. Read and correct the underlined words. Number 1, we arrived home on 10:30 yesterday. Is it right to say we arrived home on 10:30 yesterday? No, it's completely wrong. What will you say then? We will say we arrived home at 10:30 yesterday. We arrived home at 10:30 yesterday. Let's move to number 2. We are going to visit the Egyptian Museum to buy the ancient treasures. Is it right to say to buy the ancient treasures? Of course not. So the answer will be we are going to visit the Egyptian Museum to see the ancient treasures. To see the ancient treasures. And now, my dear students, we reached the end of our English program School at Home. I hope that you have understood all the points we have talked about today. And I advise you to do more and more exercises, because the more exercises you will do, the better marks you will get. Thank you for paying attention, and goodbye.